Today I will be showing you how to make a Japanese notan. If you never heard of a Japanese notan before, it is a design concept originating from Japan, which involves cutting designs along the edge of a square paper. These designs are then flipped over and glued on the outside of the square along its original cutout. Once completed, designs from the positive and negative spaces are formed. The design concept of notans also deals with contrast. The idea is that elements of dark and light are equally important in the composition and that there cannot be positive space without negative space. It is important to have contrasting colors of the square paper and the larger paper beneath it so that the designs will stand out. Here you can see some examples of notans. There are some that explore abstract shapes and others that use symbols. Some materials that you will need are a cutting mat, an x-acto knife, a white color pencil, some glue, and a 5x5 square construction paper, and also a large white paper for underneath. Grab your 5x5 black square construction paper and start drawing out some designs along the inner edge. It is important to consider the space given between your shapes as you will be cutting these out and flipping them over on the other side. Here I am just drawing some organic shapes as well as geometric shapes. You can also add extra shapes within the shapes that you draw, and it will create interesting designs from the positive and negative spaces created. After drawing your designs, grab out your cutting mat and your x-acto knife and start cutting out the pieces. Make sure to carefully use the x-acto knife and that your hand is placed on the opposite side from where you are cutting. This is important so that you do not cause injuries to yourself. When you are cutting out organic shapes, it is helpful to move the paper around just like how I am cutting out the circles. This will make it easier to make smoother cuts. As you are cutting out your pieces, it is helpful to put them in groups when you are placing them on the side, that way you do not lose them. Also, be cautious when you are cutting out small pieces as your fingers will be closer to the blade. Once you are finished cutting out all your pieces, go ahead and glue the 5x5 black construction paper in the center of the large white paper. Then place your loose pieces back in the square so that it will be easier to flip them correctly onto the opposite side. I made the mistake by not doing this with the smiley face, and I put glue on the wrong side. If you made designs within the shapes, glue those designs inside the negative space of the square. After gluing down all the pieces, you have finished all the steps to making a Japanese notan. Here is the final look of my notan, and I hope you have fun making yours.